Good morning, Michael.
Good morning, Jen.
So this is kind of weird because I have no clue what we're talking about today.
Surprise episode.
This is planned by Mike. So if anything is weird or inappropriate,
Blame me.
Mike's fault.
I'll take the blame.
Yeah.
I'll gladly take the blame on this one because what does every good podcast need? What does
Good hosts?
I mean, arguably, yeah, that's part of it.
A microphone. Cameras.
That also. Well, you don't have to have cameras for podcasts. We didn't.
That's true.
Right?
Recording devices.
Okay. Conspiracies. Conspiracy.
I don't know anything about conspiracy theories.
Discussions.
I'm going to look so unintelligent today.
Well,
the one where Jen looks dumb.
Or more intelligent because you don't involve yourself into the deep dives of the interweb, I guess.
Maybe, but I know you will know a lot. Okay.
I don't, it's
okay.
So here's my thing on conspiracies. I think they're fun.
Yeah.
I think they're fun to think about, is there truth to it and not truth to it, and they're conspiracies for a reason. And then I listed out 12 different ones plus a whole other things we can talk about. We probably might not hit every single one of them, but I'm just going to kind of free form a few of them, ask you what your thoughts are. I have some notes that I actually overhear so that way I don't sound like a complete idiot because
you don't get mad. I get mad that we spend so much time talking about something that's probably not real.
Or is it? That's the point. That's why it's conspiracy.
Okay, so here's how I feel about talking about conspiracies is how I feel about reading fiction books.
Reading books in general for you.
That aren't true stories. I'm why are we telling this fake story? Tell me something that's real. I'll do this for you. Let's do it.
So you are telling me you don't like to read fiction books.
Right. It has to be true. Otherwise, why?
Because it's fun.
Reading is not fun.
Because it's imagination, it's creativity, it's all the things come on.
I can do that organizing
I'm going to say this. I'm going to defend, fiction is to me arguably it's storytelling and that somebody can create an entire world inside their own mind.
Totally.
And the dialogue, and it's so pretty amazing, whether the author's on the top 10 list or just writes a book in general, to actually create those worlds and put them out there is pretty
I like it in movies.
Amazing.
I like it in movies.
Well, there you go. You like scripts then.
Because Harry Potter's good.
That was a book.
Right. I know that. I do know that, Mike.
Very popular.
Very popular book.
Very popular.
I do know that. But it's, after I spend hours reading a book, I'm I just read it and it's not even real. And it's that's a bummer.
Huh. Not sure I'm fine. That's a conspiracy
and
right there.
when you read a book that's nonfiction, you walk away truly learning something that's real and exists.
Yeah. No. Yes and no, because sometimes those biographies and autobiographies they're kind of BS. They're fictionalized.
You're right.
Everyone's telling the best story about themselves or trying to make things so sometimes I don't I often find them not as entertaining because who knows if they're not
totally. I see your point. I see your point. I feel that's where you really have to gauge, especially if we're talking about autobiographies, I go in with this. Because I really try to hone in on what I think is maybe dramatized or spun in their favor.
Sure. A lot of them are ghost,
the last book I read was in the beginning of 2023.
You're reading a book right now? Or you're listening? You're listening to books.
Yeah, but I've never finished one even listening. I get pretty bored. I'm about to finish though. So 2023 was Britney Spears. I don't know if it was not a memoir. That's if you're dead, right? So autobiography.
Autobiography is written by you yourself.
Yes.
Biography is written by somebody else.
Okay. I still don't know which one it was, to be honest, but I read it.
Story about her.
I actually physically read it with my eyeballs. On a Kindle. And there were some things where I'm this childhood is crazy. I could see how this could cause some issues. And there are some other things where I'm okay, well, that's her. I'm not shaming anyone, but that's her perspective. There's also other perspectives. Sure. That's life.
Yeah, that's right.
There's not just one perspective. So you have to kind of think okay. I kind of like that part of it though, because again, it's a real story. So I'm sitting there thinking about something that actually happened or is believed to have happened. Well, anyway.
Yeah, look. Kindle, love them. Best gift you got me at Christmas. It was kind of a random one to add to me, and I've read 9 science fiction books since you've got it to me at Christmas, which is pretty. I've been crushing books. I love them.
Crushing books. Is
sci-fi? Reading the words.
Sci-fi, is it real or
okay?
Okay. There could be real sci-fi.
What do you think phi? What does phi stand for? You think?
Oh, what would that? Phi. Is it fantasy?
No, fiction.
The title is the one where Jim is dumb.
Fiction. But it's science, so there's like plausibility on it. I mean, it's
don't like reading. Like I don't even know the genres.
It's basically space fantasies or like future fantasies, the way to do it. But it's fun. I love them.
So space.
I love sci-fi. I love it. So speaking of sci-fi,
romance novels, sci-fi.
What's that?
Do you read sci-fi romance novels?
No. There's usually romance.
No, I'm offended.
No, there's romance seamed into like these things. All these fantasy
like
and
two aliens, like
they're not aliens. The ones I'm reading right now is about humans. There's no aliens in the series I'm reading right now. I'm reading Red Rising series, by the way. It's awesome.
Have you read Alien Smut?
No.
Mike?
Yeah. No. I don't know if there's smut. No, that's not. This is not. Go read my books.
I don't.
We're not going to talk about the books you're reading. So
no, we're not.
Listen. Speaking of aliens, so let's like here's the whole point of this.
Okay.
We're gonna hit the big one first.
Aliens.
Aliens. Okay. So there is a lot of discussion right now around aliens, which has actually almost become mainstream to the point where 2019, the New York Times, so 2017, 2019, they are the ones that posted on their front page about the disclosure from the Pentagon about these Tic Tac videos from these U.S. pilots.
Tic Tac or TikTok?
Yeah, Tic Tac. They look like Tic Tacs. They're like, ovular things that move around that they can't describe. And these are U.S. Navy pilots that are like firsthand accounting. They're seeing things in the air. Like 100% said that. And then since then, there's been a lot of disclosure programs and things that the government set up to be able to create.
Instantly, how do we know they're real?
Well, this is the thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Well, how do we know they're real? But you also have credible people now, as opposed to like back 20 years ago, there's a bunch of like fringe people like, oh, you're wackos. Like that can't be real. Everyone wanted kind of like the movies, you kind of wanted to be real, but it wasn't coming out from like government officials and intelligence people and whatnot. Right.
Okay.
So all this stuff is starting to come out about what is it? And now they're not even called UFOs. They're called UAPs. Do you know what that stands for?
UAPs?
Yeah.
Don't tell me. Unidentified apparatuses, probably.
That's exactly right.
What?
No, it's not. Unexplained aerial phenomena.
Okay.
Or anomalous phenomena. I've heard it both ways. So anomalous would be, so they're basically saying we don't know what it is. That's what the government's kind of demystifying to say like some of the stuff we actually don't know. So the theory is,
Hold on, I'm going to pause and tell the listeners here. I will give Mike credit. He knows a lot about most things, and it's very random. Now, I'm not going to give you the title of always being correct because no one gets that title.
No, I'm not.
And you're very good about if you don't know enough or believe firmly in what you're saying, you'll say, I don't know much about it, but this is what I think.
Yeah, that's exactly.
But if you say it with your chest, like, and also 10 toes in, you are confident.
Yeah.
And I will say, he does know so much information, and I don't understand where you store it or how you remember all of it. But like I could probably say, give me a fact about sea lions, and he could give you a fact, and I would Google it, and it would be right. Am I wrong?
Not really a sea lion expert.
The one thing.
But I do know they're very intelligent creatures. They they're like the dogs of the sea, right? You can train them. They're
okay. Well, I mean,
I don't really know.
Like I could have said that, but
yeah,
I don't know. I was just trying to make it difficult. But I will say, so this is like totally up Mike's alley. He's geeking out right now because I never sit and talk about these things with him.
All right, so yeah, I mean, with this being said,
aliens.
On these things, I don't have any, like, none of these, well, some of them.
You have thoughts about aliens. You try to talk to me about it.
Well, no, I go back and forth on, like, what it could be, what it couldn't be. I have the spiritual aspect associated with things because of my belief structures of faith, as a Christian, and there's things that, like,
so do I, and I don't think they align.
We don't know.
Me and you.
We don't know.
No, we do, because we've tried to talk about it, and I'm like, stopped saying
well,
that.
Some of this is, I'm open-minded from a standpoint of, like, I'm going to say closed-minded in certain things. I have our faith structure and beliefs of that I am like very firm on, but there's things within it that I can say like, we don't know everything.
Right.
We have,
I know that
the book of the Bible, the Bible, it was, canonized in 200 AD, and there are books that were taken out and things that were, put in and different things that they associated to it. There's a lot of scripture that's out there that from God but
it's about aliens.
No, well, there are actually some things about aliens in there, like Ezekiel talks about it.
Here's my question, though, about aliens.
Maybe aliens, because that might be angels, right?
Here's my question about aliens. Well, you said the other day in the car, like, we need to study this stuff so we know. Yes. And my response was, Why?
100% we need to.
Why? Why can't we just keep living and one day
So what? So here's
maybe something will happen?
Okay,
but
so-
like, why?
so
Why
here-
would we spend so much money on that?
It's
Why?
not as- we're not. We're actually not spending a lot of money on it.
Okay.
All right. So here's the evidence to support it. So here's just like factual things that are. So
How do we know they're facts?
because these are things that have come out. Like these are things from people.
Okay.
The U.S.
See,
Navy
I'm
Tic
already a
Tac.
hater.
So the U.S. Navy Tic Tac UFO
Okay.
was moving in ways that defied physics. That has video evidence of that.
How so?
You go ahead and anyone else, or you go ahead and Google it. It takes 1 second to watch the video.
We're the only ones in this place.
I've showed it to you. I've never shown it to you in bed. And you're like, I don't
but
know.
What if it's a made video?
Why would the U.S. government make it? No, it's good question.
Don't get me started.
Why? So what? So it's our technology?
What if the video is just straight up made off of a Hollywood screen
it's not.
somewhere
Well,
and they feed it and it's
okay.
all this BS?
So right there, that's a conspiracy theory. So what you're saying is that
I'm a
the U.S.
conspiracist?
maybe because you're saying that the government then would be doing this to intentionally kind of false flag us into something else, right?
I think maybe they're trying to get. What if they're trying to do it to get funding behind it and then they're using the funding for something else?
that's possible. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Whistleblowers like David Grush, who was a U.S. military intelligence, he was U.S. military intelligence, and then he went into like high-level security. One of his high-level security intelligence gathering that was appointed by the U.S. government to research unexplained aerial phenomena or unexplained anomalous phenomena. So he was not really doing it, but what he came out and he was a whistleblower, and he presented before Congress 2 years ago, July 25th, 2 years ago, basically said that he has full evidence of UFO crash retrieval programs, that the government is retrieving crashed technology and we're back engineering them
And he said that.
in front of Congress.
I actually
And he said he has evidence of that.
I tend to believe. Is he mentally sane?
Well,
Is he like a normal person?
well, that's the thing is he's been, the second he came out, there's a lot of things that they try to sort of
make him destroy him.
Yeah, because he was in
that makes me
Afghanistan.
intrigued,
They
'cause
went
I
in
do-
Afghanistan and then somebody leaked his medical records,
How old
which
is
is
he?
complete. He's got to be around your age, mid-30s, I bet.
A millennial? I believe him.
Okay, so he did that. There's a Harvard scientist, Avi Loeb, exploring alien explorations, and there's like a giant rocks and stuff that he's saying. These are like Harvard scientists that are these giant rocks that are outside the pathway of what normal asteroids would be, that he is saying it could be alien aircraft.
Rocks?
Asteroids, but they don't know because we can't see that far. Now we do have
Why can't we
telescopes
see
now.
that far? Okay. When was this?
He still has one. There's one right now that he claims could be I don't believe this one because I think that one's been debunked. I think it's a comet, but he has one that he said it's off trajectory and it's going to pass within Mars in the next 2 months, like outside of what a normal comet or asteroid would follow. So that's his thing, is he's looking at like trajectory pathways and size of these things that would be, could it be real or not? The problem, I mean, it's all theory. Okay. So then there's the other aspect to it, is you go back into like scripture. We talked about the Bible. We talked about even other scriptures. There are a lot of things that talk about other creatures biblically.
I want to say, I don't know why there wouldn't be other life form. I believe there's life form. Like, isn't there like plants and stuff that grow on other planets? Like we found there's other life. No,
We have no evidence of
I'm just putting stuff out there.
No. We
Pretty
have
sure
water.
they found a tree
We
on
found-
Saturn.
They know there's water. There's water on Mars. We know that, but it doesn't mean that we have no evidence, even single
So where
cell.
would they be?
Well, that's the question. The universe is nearly infinite. It's not infinite, but it's nearly infinite. Of course.
So they could be like totally far away on another planet that we've never even
Yeah.
found.
And the issue with this is that there's a whole theory.
Why can't we get out there?
Just was something.
die?
What's that?
Why can't we get out far enough? Why don't we just
We have something called limitation of space and time right now. We
Why?
can't manipulate.
See, my
Gravity
head wants
in
to
space.
explode. It's like science is not my thing.
Okay. So Jen, light.
Like, why don't we just stay on Earth and be cool and be like, hey, we're probably not going to know in my lifetime, and I'm okay with that.
So Einstein's theory of relativity basically says we cannot travel faster than light. Right? That's the thing, is that light is the constraint for speed.
Why would we need to travel that quickly? Why don't we just go on a space shuttle if it takes 10 years? I'm sure there are astronauts who are crazy enough
10
to do
years.
that.
So do you know how long it will take us to get to Mars, which is literally one planet away?
No.
I want to say it's like 10 months, 11 months just to travel to one. So to get there and back, it would be almost a 2-year journey, right? That's why they are like astronauts right now, there are people are putting their hands up. It's like a long journey. It's a major commitment. This isn't like a go to space. And then we talked about the last episode, a buddy of mine that got stuck up in space for a year. Right.
My worst nightmare.
Right. Well, anyway, but
Absolutely
going to another planet is a whole other thing. Like, and we'll talk about the moon landing because that's actually another one. It's like, how did we do that in 1969 and haven't been back to the moon really since the early 70s? I don't even actually know the last one. People can fact check me on the last one, but it's been forever. We shut the entire program down and haven't been back with technology that was like, good question.
Or do we see something that we're
I
scared
don't know.
about?
Right. Maybe. Well, anyway, so,
is there an alien
okay. So the other one, so we talked about scripture on this
alien.
one. You have things like in Ezekiel, they talk about the fire wheels, which is like saying that, angels was talking about cherubims and that they appeared in like a wheel form and that were on fire. And that's biblical, right?
Are you so excited about this right now?
It's kind of cool.
I'm trapped in a room with a microphone, and we're talking about all the things you would love to talk about. And I always say, Mike, no,
okay, so
I'm not doing this right now.
But you said
this is like foreplay
so
for
if you say you are a Christian, we're a Christian, right?
Yes.
And do you believe in angels?
Yes.
Okay, so is that human?
I believe in a spiritual realm.
Okay, so
I don't think that's classified as an alien. I think that's a spirit.
Right, but does it have free will?
I don't know.
Has to.
Why?
Because
Can angels
demons,
be
do you believe in
controlled?
demons?
Yes.
Okay, so what are demons?
Bad people.
Bad what?
Bad spirits.
Bad from where?
Hell.
Wrong.
I hate this game.
It's fallen angels. That's what the Bible says.
Yeah.
These are angels that have, because God.
Okay, well, yes, but now they're not in heaven. Demons are not in heaven.
Right, but okay, we're not going to go down to
I don't think so.
It's all
I don't think God's going to be like, here's heaven. All of this is yours, child. Don't go in that back corner. That's the demons.
So in order, if we were created with a will, we have the ability to choose. We have the ability to look inward.
Interesting. So you view angels as like people who are now spirits with this like purpose.
No, they're not people.
That free will. Well, could they be people who have died?
They've just been created. Initially in the presence of God. We were not created.
So why could they maybe not have free will? And that's a whole different structure that God literally does like have control over these angels. They're his angels.
But then that wouldn't be sentience.
What is that word?
The ability to like understand yourself, understand your surroundings.
But what if they're not
that's a
like
robot.
humans? What if they are kind of? What if angels are literally?
But that's not scriptural.
Aliens aren't scriptural.
Never said. I'm not talking about aliens.
I'm talking about spirits.
Okay.
What was the point?
The whole thing is so that if you subscribe to the devil and Satan and or demons, that Satan was God's.
I knew that. Yes.
Like his Lucifer was the creation that was closest to him, right? He was his revered angel, and he revolted from God because he wanted to basically be God. He said, "Why do you have the control? I should," and a whole thing. And again, now I'm talking.
So you're saying that's proof of free will?
It has to be.
Yeah, I see. What you're saying.
And then a lot of the angels went on Lucifer's side, and those were cast out of heaven, removed out of the presence of God, and those are the ones that are in absence of the presence of God.
Do you think it's pretty big?
What?
Like the devil and his demons and.
I don't know. I don't know the number. But I know it's powerful because angels are great. Like, so C.S. Lewis talks about free will and the ability to be good and bad. And he actually kind of like classified this. C.S. Lewis at one time was not a believer. He was an atheist, and he kind of went through this whole structure to become a believer.
I know this name.
C.S. Lewis, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Famous author from the 1920s.
That's what it meant.
Like,
I told you this is the podcast I looked up. It's going to happen like 80 million times. I'm telling you, I don't read books. Okay, yes, C.S. Lewis.
Okay, so he talked about
literature is not my thing. However, English was what I made straight A's in, and I was in AP classes, which is shocking. But continue.
So he talked about free will and the ability, like how could there be the devil? And that was kind of his whole thing. Like, why could it exist? Why would God let it exist? Right? Like, and I don't think his intention was to, but in order to create creation that had relationship to actually truly create a connection, you have to give it will. You can't. If you're just creating a robot and it has no free will, what real relationship can you ever have?
It's not really a follower.
It's just,
I get what you're saying.
not, there's no real relationship. Right. And that's the thing, like go to the level of our children. What, if we'd want them to follow us exactly, but at the same time,
it's so easy.
It would be, but it wouldn't be fun.
No.
You wouldn't be rewarding. You wouldn't
Right.
create real love.
No, that's
Because if somebody's forced to love you, do they really love you?
No, you even instantly just think of a relationship as a woman. If a man is with you and you're like, okay, he doesn't really love me, it kills all
He has to force
satisfaction.
you.
Yeah.
It's
No,
you know,
for sure.
it's like having a doll that you go over there and let, that loves me, and it's not real. It's not a real thing.
I could argue that.
What?
A man who's in a little bit of a loveless relationship would
No,
give you
it's
more
not
than
real
a
love.
doll.
It's not real love. Okay. No, and the real human connection is. Anyway, so again, we're also pontificating and also like obviously projecting ourselves on
Pontificating.
what we
What does that
believe
mean?
God wants. And the thing is we don't know. But the point is this. His theory is this. If you have a good dog or a bad dog, right?
Okay.
How good is that dog? Really good. You love it, right?
Mm-hmm.
How bad could that dog be?
It could kill you.
Correct. Really bad.
Yeah.
Right? Now that doesn't have true free will, but you can still have it. Talk about a human. How good can a human be?
Really good.
And how bad can a human be?
Super bad.
Like how bad?
Like serial
Like
killer.
Hitler bad.
Yeah.
Like even worse than a serial killer, where you
Yeah.
have millions of
Yeah, yeah,
people,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
Talking bad of the baddest, right?
Yeah.
And that's where you have it. Now you have something created even on a larger scale. Angels are more powerful than this. They're created in the presence of God with more connection to the
Powers
spirit.
do they have, you think?
Well, they obviously are interdimensional.
Interventional?
Interdimensional.
Interdimensional.
They because they can appear and reappear, right?
Stop laughing at me, Haley.
They can intervene
So, okay.
under God's presence.
Okay,
under
I
God's,
said interventional
Yeah,
because my
yeah.
cousin Ryan, shout out to Ryan, she was in a car accident. This is long, years and years and years ago. Flipped upside down. I can't remember how it happened, but I'm pretty sure the car that hit and flipped left, took off. And a lady appears out of nowhere and sits with her the entire time until ambulances come.
Yeah.
And then the ambulance, Ryan asked the people where the lady was, and they said, "Ma'am, when we came, there was no lady here. You're by yourself."
Yeah, that's crazy.
Freaky.
Yeah.
So I believe that angels can be sent for that kind
it's
of
possible.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Which is hard. It's again, I'm such like a logical, like realist, like stories like that are so hard for me to believe. But like, this is my cousin. Multiple witnesses of being Ryan asking for this woman, and no one was there. Could she have been hurt? And like, sure, absolutely. But still, I think both can exist. I think you can be like unconscious, and then God can still make a way to comfort.
I was hit with shrapnel in Bosnia. Fast forward up, that's a whole other story in itself. But when I was in surgery getting the shrapnel removed, as I was recovering, it was like you're replaying those moments. And instead of the explosion coming at me, and there was an armored door that protected most of my body, but that door was replaced with light and just you're safe. That's basically what it was. And that was my reliving that moment that I felt that I had intervention from God, because there are a lot of things that led up to 1 second earlier or later, I would have been completely hit with the grenade shrapnel.
Horrible.
Like would have been my whole body. Instead, I just got my hand.
Yeah.
Because that whole door was literally 1 second opened up and boom.
You just couldn't get your hand.
No, I didn't know it was coming.
Yeah,
We were
that's true.
ambushed. So it wasn't like something that I had any recollection it was going to happen. Like I said, the timing.
So lucky.
I mean, now you can relive those moments and say, "So that's just your reliving. It's anesthesia," but it was so real that it was there, and that was actually confirmed by the same thing my dad said to me afterwards. He's like, "I strongly feel and believe that's what happened," but he said that independent of me even telling him that story.
Yeah.
Basically, almost the exact same story that
crazy.
he had. Almost the exact same, like what he felt had happened. I was like, well, that's chills and crazy.
Yeah.
You're like, wow, that's nuts. But anyway, going back to this whole thing about this free will, get one step further. If you're given free will of a creature that's even more powerful, which God does say He created angels, right?
Okay.
Spiritual creatures outside of us.
Yes.
Right? We are created in His image to be
Right.
lower but more revered. That's the harder thing about it.
Okay.
We are created below the angels but more revered by God. Which is also where some of the things that people say that's the jealousy of Satan and all these things come in. It's but so if you have this creature that's even more powerful, that has the same amount of free will,
Yeah.
then at that point, what could, if man can create Hitler, what could an angel create?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing is,
How do we get here from aliens?
well, that's something we were talked, obviously, but I don't know.
I'm just like math over here. Okay. So, do you think aliens are real?
I think there's something going on. I think there's a lot of BS out there. I think there's a lot of people that make up fake stories.
That's where I'm
I do think that's 100% people are like they'll jump on that bandwagon and creates
Right.
a little bit of instant fame, a little bit of opportunity.
That's where I'm at.
But there
Majority.
are so many things right now from an evidential standpoint that kind of keep getting reinforced and reinforced. It's like there's something there. These like the amount of legitimate scientists out there right now that actually believe in this thing, Congress people that are in this things, there's a whole congressional committee right now looking at some of these conspiracy theories that were pointed, and that they're actually saying, yeah, we've seen things too. We can't tell you because they're under confidentiality, but they're literally saying there is something there. Now,
so
some of it could.
I'm going to say something real quick. I do want it on the record. When it comes out that aliens are real and we find them, I'll be like, cool. Like, I'm not saying hard no.
Yep.
I'm just saying I'm sure they do. And then when it happens, it happens. It doesn't bug me to like go search for it.
It's all depends on like what they are, right? And if it is real. So I believe.
What if they're like scary killing monsters type
well,
thing?
then why wouldn't they already be killing us? What are they setting up?
That's what I'm saying.
Right? There's a lot of things.
Why wouldn't they already be
also
showing even if they're the kindest things in the world? Why haven't we seen
And
them?
also, like, there's a few things. If they're crashing, why the heck are they crashing if they're that advanced?
Right.
Right? There is that.
See, now we're in my
there
world.
are some like now there's another scientist, Mary something, I'm blanking on her name, but she has written some books and she's been really involved into this process and very credible. It basically said that the government calls them donations, that they're not actually crashed, that these creatures are giving us this technology to engineer. But then you go back to David Gresh is basically saying the same thing, that these things are being, like, they're fully intact. They'll find these things fully intact.
So they're just playing with us, or like Taylor Swifting Easter egging us until we finally find.
Yeah.
Come on.
You want okay, so
get out of here.
All right, so you have this. I do think we have advanced technology. Nikola Tesla back in 1910-ish, 1905-ish had said that he had invented anti-gravity. And anti-gravity is a form of propulsion that doesn't use traditional movement, like doesn't use fuel to be able to push you. Right now it's like Newton's law, right? Okay, so you have
oh my gosh, this is so not my podcast. I'm done.
But okay, so
I'm so bored.
But this is basically looking at physics in a different way.
Okay.
We know gravity is a force, and then if you can manipulate that force, then you can actually do something without it that doesn't use fuel like you would normally need fuel, right? So
why
the point
would
is,
we need this?
Well, here's the thing. That he said he invented. He also said he invented wireless energy and different things like that.
Well, where is it?
Good question. You want to get in? Here's another conspiracy. This is not even on this one. Nikolai Tesla.
Nikolai?
Tesla, it's, yeah.
Well, he's dead.
He passed. Yeah, he died. So he was the main proponent. Wasn't the actual inventor of it, but he was one of the people that actually was able to transmit electricity throughout the world. Okay. He partnered with Thomas Edison, who had what's called direct current energy, which is like DC in your car. DC energy is safe-ish, but it only travels a short distance. Alternating current. What does this have to do with point is he invented alternating current, was able to transmit electricity throughout the world using lines and wires. The guy was a brilliant genius. I think he is from Hungary. I think he was. Anyway, anyway, immigrated in the United States and wildly brilliant guy, like wildly, insanely brilliant. He invented. Well, he had a project with.
Did Elon name the Tesla after him?
He did. Yeah. Anyway, there was a tower.
He was so smart.
He built this tower in Colorado that was literally that he had basically told his investors that was going to be a communications tower. Mm-hmm. But what he really was doing was trying to figure out how to tap in the geometric, like the movement of the earth, the entropy of the earth, to be able to pull energy out of the earth to get free energy and wirelessly transmit that, which we actually been proven you can do now, but we can't do it as far as he did. Once this was shown, and I want to say it was J.P. Morgan, I think
the banker?
Yeah, was also
I'm with you.
Super invested in oil and gas, who made a lot of money off of energy, found that out. They stopped the program and tore the tower down. Conspiracy. Right? It's like, why would they do that?
Why would they do that? Money.
Yeah, you can't monetize free. Right? So crazy, weird things. And then there's a whole thing that kind of happened to him. He got a little wacko. There's some weird things on it, but point is this. He said he patented and invented these things. He died. The U.S. government came into this is all proven, came into his home, took all the documents and have not released anything. So point is this. Anti-gravitational things. I think we have things that we aren't telling people. I really do. That. But I also think there's more things.
What's going on at Area 51?
Yeah, but that's where Bob Lazar, who is like one of the most infamous whistleblowers from the 80s. And this dude was, he said he was an MIT guy and worked at this area, like at this S2, I think is the site at Area 51. And a lot of things he said, people thought he was wacko, but he's been like super consistent on his story the whole time.
Okay.
The only reason he said he disclosed because he was afraid for his life and things like that. So it was a whole kind of strange thing. There's a whole people who research it. But yeah, so his story about that is that's where we have full intact craft out there, and then he was investigating, which looked like flying saucers. They used anti-gravitational techniques. We don't know how exactly how it works, and all these different things. But even things he said is like he's like they have these hand readers. He goes, we would go in, you have to put your palm on, and everyone was like, yeah, that's not real. Well, they came, some of the stuff they've now shown. Some of the things that you'd be able to get in was exactly what he was talking about. Yeah. That confirms some of the things he's saying. So it's like a little bizarre. Yeah. Get even weirder. Bob Lazar said he read documents that these aliens that they've actually interviewed them, and there's things in there he didn't personally interview them, but he said that the U.S. government and people have actually interviewed and have communicated with these creatures, and he talks about them being connected to a spiritual realm, which is even weirder. Like it's even coming from a scientist who was, there. He's been discredited by the U.S. government saying he wasn't there. But point is that in the 80s, he was saying that these aliens view human beings as vessels of souls. And that the whole goal is to be able to...
I don't need to know this. I'm already afraid at night when I'm alone. So I don't need to think of myself as a spiritual vessel.
Yeah, well, we are.
I mean, my body is a temple.
No, we are, but that's also... In the Bible. So point is like,
so now I'm a
here's my thing. I think it all kind of
makes
intersects.
My head hurt. Agree.
Because we know, or here's the thing, if we go back to ancient texts and all these things that say that they're spiritual realm, we're interpreting things from people from, could be 1,000 years ago, it'd be 2,000, 2,500 years ago, that we're trying to interpret things that they have no understanding of. And if you interpret alien or a demon or angel or whatever it may be, there's benevolent and malevolent ones, right? Mm-hmm. So if even do things from a standpoint, if it's a spiritual standpoint, benevolent, kind, good, angels, malevolent, bad.
I see number 10 is Avril Lavigne is replaced. Let's go to that one. Can we talk about that one now?
Man, we got moon landing. We got JFK assassination.
We're already at like 40
Hold on.
minutes.
Let me go. No I know. We could just do an entire.
Let's do Avril Lavigne now.
You don't want to do chemtrails?
One that's like serious and one that's like more pop
culture. We got Denver International Airport.
Do you know who we can save those and do another one.
We got ancient civilization. Can I give you one more theory?
No.
One more.
Of aliens?
Yes, because this is the kind of the cool one. What if they're us from the future?
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean...
Okay, I'm with you. That'd be
see
cool.
what I'm saying?
So, like, we get to see ourselves in a different
Maybe
direction.
there aren't really aliens. Maybe they're just coming... Like, these are super
I don't
advanced.
believe that, but it's more fun to think
What is
about.
AI happening right now with AI? It's like a whole level...
It's a computer, and I don't get it.
Right, but it's also kind of like... Also intelligent, and almost like feels like it's real, right?
I don't like to talk about that, because the fact that AI will probably take over the world is probably going to happen, and I don't want to think about that.
Or that becomes fully integrated into our biological development, that we advance so super intelligent that in the future we end up not looking quite like us because we've advanced beyond
AI can be inputted in our brains.
That's going to happen. For sure, it's already being done. And not being done. Do you know you're about Neuralink from...
Where the heck would I be reading about Neuralink? I didn't even know what sci-fi meant.
This is super quick. Neuralink is a really cool... No, this is cool. So Elon Musk invented this technology. Well, not him. His company invented this really cool technology that allows the brain interface to a computer without the body. So
no,
but he's doing
be illegal.
No, but he's doing it for paralyzed people. That they can...
Well, when you
yes. So it's not. So it's super, really, really.
I always say the wrong thing with this kind of topic.
Well,
always.
It all depends on the moral implications of where it could go, right? It starts with
but where's the line?
Well, so
how paralyzed do you have to be?
Right.
I see problems.
But you have full paralyzed. These people are fully paralyzed, can fully interact with cursors and movement, and I can't remember the name of the first guy, but he's playing video games now. And he's fully paralyzed. Pretty cool. Like he's actually able to interact and have.
Is he like stupid, wicked smart?
No,
did they just give
has
him
nothing to do with smart.
Okay.
All it's able to do is right now interact.
I'd be like, give me the whole ChatGPT thing too.
Well, that's.
Please.
But you look at.
Can you imagine?
Well, Jen, ChatGPT.
Jen. What happened in 1985, July 27th? Hello, Michael. Could you imagine how freaky?
It could happen. Meta is already...
Nothing would exist because everyone could make everything and know everything.
It's outsourcing.
Money wouldn't have value.
Let's pin the AI conversation because now AI has the full capability of making human beings super dumb because it's like outsourcing intelligence. Really is.
Okay.
You think about...
Don't go there. Don't go there.
It is. Anyway, point is that technology could exist. There's already going to be these neural implants. That's already happening. That's already moving down. So... Going back to the fun think about, what if it's us?
Avril Lavigne. Oh.
What if it's us?
It could be.
Right. Then here's things. You said, even if aliens are real, I still think they came from, God created them.
Yeah,
had to have.
For sure.
So I think that people that have I can't be, because that's the rigidity of things. It's sometimes it might be, dude, don't.
I agree on that.
Okay, good. Amen. Love that. All right.
Avril Lavigne, though. Is she missing? I think it's so...
Has she been replaced?
Dumb.
So when did the first time you heard this theory?
I don't know. Probably social media a few years back.
I think it was 2015. It came out with some Brazilian guy that created this YouTube video and basically showed he said Avril Lavigne, she died, and she was replaced in the early 2000s by a lookalike named Melissa. Yep. And the evidence was his fans were citing facial changes, different voice, and her lyrical themes shifted. That's the things that they said.
Lyrical themes shifted?
Yeah, she was.
I'm going to look up last sighting of Avril Lavigne. Because I will say she did all of a sudden go to a very
So
private
I brought
life.
this. You can look on this so that you can see the changes, and I want her to be able to figure out if there is actually a change. Here's your...
Okay, well, she has an Instagram, but does she ever get on it and talk? It doesn't look like it.
Now, did you listen to Avril Lavigne?
This is Quebec City. She's currently touring right now.
Yeah,
That's
but what
Avril
if she
Lavigne.
was replaced?
No, I've seen doubles of Taylors and people. How could she sing?
Is her voice the same?
There's no way.
Do you know?
No, I don't know.
I
don't know.
What if Melissa?
Margot,
listen, look at the picture. I want you to look at it.
Okay.
Look at the picture and you tell me, is that the same person?
Yes, people age. She has a baby face. It's round. She definitely has more baby fat on her face, but we all do that.
Yeah.
We all do. If you look at my college pictures compared to now, it's funny how us as women think we age horribly and want to do everything to not age. But if you really look at college you, compare it, most women I think look way better as they get into their 40s. I really do. I'm just in my thinking of more of my age graphic. Look, she's a baby. I think it happens the way it's supposed to happen.
But look at 2011 versus 2007. Look at the change there. That's a big change.
One of them, she looks like this.
Yep.
And the other one, she's like this.
Yeah, totally different.
That's a weird, you can't even look at the same face structure with that view. I think she's the same.
Do you like her music?
Do you even know me? Skater boy? Complicated?
Sing it.
I know all
Prove
the fingers. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. He wasn't good enough for her. Berkeley's into that song now.
I love it. Actually, I like her music as well. It's the same person.
It is. So you do?
Yeah, totally. That's so dumb. That one's so dumb. I love it, though.
It's so dumb. Well, the same thing with Britney Spears. They're saying the same thing with Britney Spears.
I didn't know this.
I think Britney Spears is just really, really, really sick. And so she's doing really strange activity, and people are claiming they find glitches in her videos. She also filters heavily, so filters glitch. So I think there's a lot more for error with Britney. I think Britney is also Britney Spears.
Speaking of glitches, there's another theory, another conspiracy theory.
Is it aliens?
No.
Oh, okay.
Are we in a simulation theory? Are we in the simulation? Are we in the Matrix?
That's dumb. Well, I don't really know what a Matrix is. What is a Matrix?
Is this just a computer construct that we live inside with full sentience inside of it?
No.
Soul ability, how do you know?
Okay, if we were...
Quantum computing is now real?
Who cares? This is the life we know.
There you go. I actually read that. I want to
You know
talk
what
about...
I'm saying?
I would love to
who
talk...
cares?
I love simulation theory. I think it's so much fun to talk about. And there are a lot of scientists that it's like,
don't agree.
Look, if you're going to model and create something, one thing we do as humans is we like to do experiments. We like to go back and remodel and create an experiment to find out what could happen. What if at this point, there's another, 30, 50 years in the future, AI and quantum computing is like really fully evolved. Okay. Quantum computing is wild. I've tried to fully understand quantum computing, and that one's really hard to understand. And some of it doesn't make sense. Point is they say there's two different particles that can be at two different places at two times and talk to each other. Like actually have reactions to each other. Like
they have faces and mouths?
No, and they're not talking, but like they're having you could be 1,000,000 miles away and movement of this particle, causality of another movement, another particle. They don't know why.
I'm done with this conversation.
There's quantum tying to it. Anyway, they've somehow been able to make computers to be able to tap into this. And now it's all doesn't really equate to anything of value yet, but there's apparently problems that solved that it would have taken every computer in the entire world over 1,000,000 years to find out. And this quantum computer solved it in like 5 seconds. They don't fully understand how it's working, but it is working.
That's terrifying. Maybe leave it alone.
Point is
understand
this. I'm sure there's some people that obviously are inventing and have more knowledge of this than I would ever in my life. Yeah. But if you tie that and you tie that into AI and you tie that into human connection to it, what if this is just a simulation?
I'm done. Nope. I'm tapped out.
Okay.
There's one more that I wanted to talk about on here that I think could be really good. I genuinely don't know what chemtrails are.
Chemtrail?
What is that white line that's only behind certain airplanes? What are they dumping?
So there's like...
What is it?
It's not that they're dumping anything. So there's chemtrails and there's seeding. And I'll give you the official aspect of it. Okay, so...
First of all, I want to know if these are actually factual things or if these are things people don't know about. And also, why don't we know?
But you have seen the lines in the sky, right?
Yes, I texted you about it recently.
Yeah.
Like, Mike, I keep forgetting.
Those are called contrails. They're not necessarily chemtrails. So it's basically, think about turbulence as you go through, or clouds, right? As you're going through, the friction of the plane is creating a trail and changing the atmosphere.
But it only happens on some.
Correct.
So why is it there?
Good question. Atmosphere.
So you think nothing fishy is going on, it's just part of the plane?
It's condensation. Chemtrails happen through condensation in the air.
Are we talking about the white line?
Yes, that's the white line that's created.
I mean,
that's
makes
called
sense.
the contrail. Okay, so the theory is this to Jen saying there's a chemtrail. And people are saying that jet trails are spraying chemicals in the air, right? And they're doing
chemtrail, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, they're doing it for weather modifications and...
Wait, we're trying to modify weather?
Well, we kind of do it already. Something that is real, that's wild. We do something called cloud seeding. That is real. Okay. That we can seed a cloud to make it rain. That is a real thing.
Why would we...
To make it rain?
Why would we do that? Because we're like our crops and stuff?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
If you want it to rain somewhere that doesn't have rain and you're in a drought, don't you want it to rain? Droughts are very, very, very problematic, right?
Yeah.
So they use silver iodine and dry ice to be able to actually seed the cloud, and the condensation comes in, it drops it, creates heavier, makes the cloud get heavier, and it drops the rain.
So how does that work? Do they just see like a big cloud and they're like, dang, this sucker's not tearing open. We should go seed it.
I've never seeded a cloud myself.
You haven't?
I know, it's weird. I want to. So, but that is real. That is a real thing. Okay. And I think that as people, I don't know. I think the theory is, and I've seen videos and people like, it's a white plane, it has no markings and it's going this way and another one crosses it this way. And then they're like creating grid lines.
I've never seen that. I've only seen one.
And then 2 days later, there's a bad storm that comes through, and there's all these evidential things. But like, as people look, you have something called confirmation bias that people have. It's like, if you want to find something, you're going to find something. This is the whole thing about
true.
Even with
health, religion,
anything.
Get on the internet, you can always find something.
Even with conspiracy theories, if you want aliens to be real, man, you're gonna find a reason to be real, right?
No, that makes sense.
And that's the thing is it's I think to me, if anything. If there's actually a lesson on this, it's like, being open-minded is okay, but also like not trying to prove your point through a bunch of kind of speculation. It's fun. It's fun to pontificate these and fun to be able to, is that the right word? Well, anyway, fun to speculate these things, not pontificate. Okay. Pontificate would be like me preaching to you, but like this would be speculate. It's fun to speculate. It's fun to kind of talk. I like it because it's fun to me. Because you don't know. I want it to be. I want some of these things to be real because it'd be cool.
What part?
What's
is
that?
Cool.
It's just cool to like understand. We don't know things.
I know.
It's
so
be
then,
cool to know things.
Like, why?
Good, exactly.
Talk about it.
I mean, why is there a pyramid on our dollar bill with a floating eye Illuminati symbol on top of it? Why?
What if the Illuminati? Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say. I was going to say not what it was built up to be, but I also know there's like documents that like show.
Yeah.
So it's been like proven what it was.
Skull and Bones, a secret society that multiple presidents have been a part of, and things like that. There's all these like weird kind of like, is there a secret society? Are there reptilian people?
But see, that's different.
Is there another evolution of
think,
humans that have existed that live underground?
I think like clubs and groups that like people of authority being in, I don't think that's wild to believe. I think that 100% could be part of that.
So you're a conspiracy theorist.
That's not weird to me.
But you're a conspiracy theorist then.
But it doesn't mean I like 10 toes believe that. But like I could see it being a thing. We already know there's like groups and like meetings that happen behind closed doors, and like there's some sketchy crap that we would not support.
We
already know that. So
I 100% agree with you.
To me, that's not as far fetched as in Area 51. We're talking to aliens. Do you see how one like seems closer than the other?
Sure. But you also believe that there are angels.
That's faith. So that's where faith takes over the fun thoughts.
But we just talked about. You just talked about evidential belief, like firsthand knowledge of people that said they had experiences.
Right. So to me, I'm like, that tracks.
Okay. But so why can't that? Why couldn't somebody's? So a secular interpretation of an angel would be an alien. If you didn't believe in the spiritual realm, and you saw something, what are you going to call it?
I think they would just say, I don't believe that exists.
No. What if you had an experience with it?
Oh.
But you didn't have faith. What are you going to call it?
I think a lot of people would have faith after that.
No,
correct me if I'm wrong.
If you don't know, you don't have a faith base of any basis.
You've just never been known.
You've never
known what Christianity is. Okay.
Not just Christianity. It could be Islam or Judaism or Hinduism. Like everything has a spiritual basis to it. And there's a lot of commonalities in the spiritual basis. But God entwined that into us for a reason. We seek spirituality for a reason. That's part of our desire to connect with God.
Yeah.
That's really, I believe that's part of who we are. But if you have something that you don't know how to define it, what would you say? What would you call it?
That was wild. What a cool story to tell over Christmas.
Right. But so all I'm saying is like, look, we interpret things about how we want it from our viewpoint. And I go back to the whole confirmation bias. We believe what we want to believe. We're going to find basis to believe. So it's like keeping open mind and not being like trying to figure it out, force, square peg round hole. But
I'm open-minded. It's just I have a limit to how long I can talk about it, because then I'm like, okay, moving on.
So we're getting another 2 hours of this podcast.
Absolutely.
We're gonna cover.
My brain needs a break. I'm serious. My brain.
I got so much more to talk about.
Mike has so much.
I got so much to talk about.
I think this is good to come back and we can talk about the Denver International Airport another day, honey. Yeah.
Are birds real? Are birds real, Jen?
We're done.
Are birds real?
Yes. I'm actually kind of a bird person.
How do you know they're real?
I've held one in my hand. I've seen it die multiple times.
I think
they crash into our windows.
How do you know they're not just government drones spying on you?
I've seen it bleed.
It's so obvious that they are government drones. You know why?
People don't believe this. There's no way.
Where do birds like to perch?
Trees.
Power lines. Why do you think they're on power lines?
And trees and
they're
Sonic.
Getting energy.
They like to be at Sonic
to
a lot.
Recharge.
What?
They're recharging on the power line. Like there's some real ones and some fake ones, and the fake ones are on the power lines.
Hold on. You're lying. No one believes this.
Is
it for real?
Because they're real.
People believe that?
Jen, people know this is real.
No.
Why do you think
the dumbest
Why
thing
do you
I've
think
ever
birds
heard.
crash into your windows? They're trying to spy on you. The drones, like
in my car, do you know what they'd hear right now? Take down, down, down. They're like, no, move on. This subject's pretty shallow.
I don't know. I think birds aren't real. That's fake. I just made that up.
Okay. You made that up? Haley's saying you did not make that up.
You like that? Is that a good one, Haley?
That's really popular. There are a lot of people that think that.
Birds aren't real?
Birds are drones.
Birds are drones.
So you didn't make it up?
No, it's... I guess not. I guess I'm tapped into the matrix. This is what it is. See how we know this is simulation theory? I just made up a theory that other people have made up.
Hold on. This is where I'll offend people though. Like, How can you think
That's not real.
all birds are drones? Come on. This is crazy. This is where we just have to call it what it is. And some people are psycho and like not right.
Have you ever seen a chicken farm? Personally?
A chicken farm?
Yeah.
My best friend's dad owns a chicken farm.
Have you? Personally?
Yes.
You've been in a chicken.
On documentaries.
No. Have you gone firsthand and seen a chicken slaughter?
What do you want to know? I can call Alicia right now.
I don't.
Her dad has a massive chicken farm.
Yeah. How do you know he's not just printing meat? How do you know he doesn't work for the government and says he's a chicken farmer and they're just printing meat? It's like Soylent Green. I don't know if you know that book.
No.
Soylent Green is people. Spoiler alert. If you read that book, shout out to 10th grade literature, Mr. DeVito. English made us read that book, which was way too advanced for us.
I had to read Fahrenheit 1985, right? 1985 Fahrenheit. And I almost said Quasimodo, and that is definitely, I think, the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
That is.
What's the book I had to read? Don Quixote.
Very different. Quasimodo. I mean, that
just came out of my brain from like, I haven't said Quasimodo since I was maybe 6.
I haven't read Don Quixote.
It's so boring.
Isn't he with a donkey? Doesn't he like something?
Truth be told, I've
never read that book.
I read the Cliff Notes, like 4 different variations, so I didn't have to read the book. I probably read as much as just the book if I just would have read the book. He was the teacher, Mr. Phillips, that told me I could never write a book if I ever dreamed about it. He said I was a horrible writer.
Soylent Green wasn't a book; it's a movie. I'm going to correct myself. It's weird how like memories. That's another thing. We'll get into how memories change themselves. You like put something in your mind, you think it's
Soylent Green.
Yeah, Soylent Green.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's a movie.
Dystopian thriller.
Yes.
Of 1973.
Yes, I saw it sophomore year.
Is it good?
I don't know if you'd like it, but it's kind of cool.
Are you trying to tell me I'm dumb?
No, I just don't know. It's sci-fi.
You know what sci-fi? There's a couple of sci-fis I hang with you. All the weird stuff like Stranger Things and what was that other one where the
what? What?
The thing, the sting, the
what are you talking
what's
about?
the like?
I just want you to keep doing that.
You know what I'm talking about? The host. It
wasn't the host.
What was it called?
Come on, keep trying.
No, tell me.
Strain. There you go.
The Strain. We watched that.
That was good for like a season ish, and then it got really like.
Do you know what we're going straight?
You like Game of Thrones?
You
hung with me on it.
I hung with you because you liked that. I was there for like all I could tell you was all I could tell you was who was having adult relations with who.
Which was everyone.
I was like, okay, he's with her. She's with her.
Well,
he's with him.
In that show, it was literally like you could roll dice and then the relationships would change and everything. That
was wild. No, the one that I liked the most, and I just remember watching it being like, this is the first of its kind, which I realize it's not, but The Walking Dead. Yeah. I really liked that at the beginning.
You liked that one, and it was only one season. It was like I can't remember what was it. Was that a Netflix? It was one with the 1960s, but they were like kind of like on a space station.
Yes.
Right. And then it was only once, but it turned out to not be like it was a whole. It was a
simulator, right?
Kinda. It was an experiment. Yeah, but that one was you did like that.
So good. I like dystopian worlds. Yeah. Ish. Yeah. I could not hang with you on the Silos one.
I love that show.
What's it called?
Silo. I love that show.
It's
one of my favorites. Foundation on Apple. I dig that. That is like deep sci-fi. That one gets like it's like Dune. But have you watched Dune? You haven't watched Dune.
I just don't want to think that hard.
Dune's so good.
To be honest, I just don't want to think that hard.
Shout out to Red Rising. Read that book.
What's my favorite type of show?
Just true crime.
Not even crime. I guess like documentary. Yeah. It could be about food. It could be about animals. It could be about people are my favorite for sure. I like mystery stories. I like theories about what could have happened. Like Amy Bradley is missing. Sad but good. Yep. The one we just watched about the 2 girls. Sad but well done. How do you compliment like a really tragic story? It was well done.
Yeah,
it's a film that was well done.
It was informative, and you learned a lot from it.
I don't know if I learned a lot, but it was. I don't know. You can't even say entertaining. It sounds jacked up.
You don't want to. It's that whole
because it's devastating.
So I don't have a big love for true crime stuff because
people getting hurt
yeah,
and
because it's
whatnot.
real
Yeah.
things, and I don't think it's personally, I don't like any glamorization of any of
No, I get that.
at all. Like I don't like it.
I get that. I like, this is so jacked up because they always say like serial killers are always obsessed with serial killers. Makes me look horrible. I'm not obsessed.
You're not obsessed.
But I've always found like interviews with people who have done things that are unfathomable. I literally like to hear them talk and be like, yes, that dude has issues. Like I like to try to find, like how do you get that way?
Well, that's the human psyche.
That's very interesting to me. But like,
It's real.
I think it's because I'm naturally I think you'll say this on our first date. Mike looked at me and he was like, you ask a lot of questions. I'm very curious, but I want to be curious in things that I already feel and know is real. And I'm not essentially wasting my time hypothesizing about stuff that we don't even know yet.
Sure.
So I'm very like logical. I guess I would not have been a good scientist. I'll be like, why are we doing this, guys? I would have been the worst. But like in my brain, in my perception, I have to think this is credible and real. And so I want to learn about it versus wasting my time.
We should get a psychologist on here to be able to interview at some point because we can talk about that.
I want them to like,
Interview you.
no, I want them to like
Deep dive in.
evaluate me. I've never even been to therapy.
Like, you need help.
You are jacked up.
Okay. We are in the interest of time, Jen.
Yes.
This has been, I love this, and thank you for entertaining this idea for me and
Wow.
allowing me to have
You're welcome.
a sort of a random, call it the
Y'all, please let us know if you
the conspiracy
like this.
grab bag. Let's
Yeah.
call it that. We'll do if you like.
Conspiracy grab.
Yeah, conspiracy grab bag.
If y'all like conspiracy stuff, I need y'all to put it in the comments that this is your thing because I'm not going to lie. I instantly kind of get defensive being like, we have a large demographic of women. They don't want to hear this stuff.
Oh, come on.
And I
This is the
think
best.
because that's
Everyone-
my perception of not liking it, which isn't right. But I need you guys to tell me, seriously, please tell me. If you like it, prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to talk about this stuff again if it's not.
Or, you want more, just hashtag more Mike, just like the show.
There was a hashtag more Mike movement.
All right, listen, we gotta go finish this. We gotta keep consistent on the podcast. What do we have next? The jar of
Weird questions.
yes. Okay, these ones. You want me to do these, or you want me to do the ones that are a little bit tied to this?
Do the ones that are tied.
All right. Okay, you pick a number 1 to 15.
7.
7. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, if you could erase one invention from existence, what would it be?
Hold on. Let me think.
Yeah, it's an interesting question.
One invention?
One invention, something that was never invented. I know what mine is.
I mean, what if this is the thing where I'm like, okay, what is something that does a lot of harm? Like I instantly go to like, how do we make the world a better place? So say like the obvious is like, what if guns were never invented? But then that would change the whole history of wars.
Well, you'd have
what would that look like?
Maybe we'd have lightsabers.
But then I know, or I believe in my heart, all that crime will still happen just with a different weapon. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, or that doesn't mean that bombs don't exist. So like, here's the obvious.
I don't know. What do you think?
Look,
You're better than mine.
Just two things from a societal standpoint. Like, okay, current, right now, hot take, kind of wish smartphones were never invented.
I agree.
I like the internet's fine.
You're always better than me at these questions.
It's like going back to 2007.
Mike, I totally agree with
right?
you. Yeah,
because it's just
I
like,
love it.
it's the tie, right?
And even if social media existed, you could only access it from
Correct.
a computer.
Yeah, it's
So, like,
creating
after
it
school,
creates
AIM.
barriers.
Yeah.
It creates a little
Yeah.
barriers, creates a little separation.
I agree.
You still have advancement technology. Now, the bigger one, better for society, nuclear weapons. Not necessarily nuclear power, because nuclear I'm very pro nuclear energy, like
Okay.
call hot take for me, super pro nuclear energy. I think it's the only way we move
Is that
forward.
controversial?
A little bit because
Cut it out, Charity.
a little bit, but
Just kidding.
that's my belief on it, and then I could talk a lot of reasons why.
Okay.
I think it's
Not now.
But anyway,
We've already hit an hour.
But with nuclear weapons, I mean that's literally we have the power to destroy the world right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of scary.
That is scary.
And it's like
no, you're right.
limited a few people that control those, and that's even scarier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, on that note,
But the short answer, one of those. It's like, it's weird that
Smartphones
isn't it weird
for
I'm
sure.
comparing smartphones to nuclear weapons?
No, I think it's telling.
I know it's telling.
It's
That's my
very
belief.
telling from a different perspective, like a different way of control and destruction, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm over here like, I wish cheating and infidelity never existed.
That's not an invention.
I know, but
Probably
I know.
existed very
what
early.
What if it never, like, your answers are so much better than mine.
No,
Anyway,
that's not true. I like your answers.
on
Yours
that
are fun.
note, I can't wait to talk something about
All right.
something girly
If you,
next
I'm
week.
in. Let's go. We can talk T Swift. I don't know. Please don't.
Would you really?
I don't know much.
I
have to
don't
do
know
some
much
research.
either. I'm not a
So
true fan.
thanks for
Dumb.
following this podcast along.
Yes.
You, me, and Mike. Follow it on all your favorite platforms: Apple, Spotify, all your
Anywhere
things.
you can get podcasts.
If you don't follow, please follow along and rate us 5 stars if you want. And as we always say, if you don't like it, just
Don't
listen.
rate it. Thank y'all so much. Have a great week. Bye, guys.
Bye.